I am Julie Smith. I'm the Executive Director here for Rebuilding Together, and I am so excited because all of you are here this morning to help us kick off an exciting new program. We've been here in Columbus for 26 years. We started out as a little tiny program called Christmas in April. Christmas in April was a national initiative that was coming in through colleges. It was started by college students mainly, and a group of students from Notre Dame had come to work here in Columbus, and they had participated at school, and they wanted to start a group here in Columbus. They started with 200 volunteers and 5 homeowners, and they did holistic home repair that year: roofing, plumbing, electrical, windows, everything that a home needs to be safe and sound and warm and healthy. And that's where the program started. Over the years, we got a little bit bigger, but it was still a one-day-a-year event. I came to work for the program a very long time ago, and I did my first home visit, and the woman said, "I've got a leak in the bathtub." And it was over the kitchen sink, and it was September. And all I could think was, if we wait until April, that tub is going to be in the kitchen sink when we come back. So we started talking then in 2000 about how to make it a year-round program, how to address these emergency needs when they happened. It happened to coincide with a program that was starting with the city of Columbus called Chores. And Chores was, at the time, a $100 fix-it program. And they would change a lock on a door or put a pane of glass into a window. So we started talking with the city about $100 isn't getting it, and they were generous and raised that amount to, I believe, $800. And we were able to make a significant improvement one step at a time for our homeowners. So that's when we started around 2003, and it just kept getting a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. We now do about 150 to 160 homes a year. We still have that one-day-a-year event. We call it Rebuilding a Healthy Neighborhood. We bring about 700 volunteers together to make those holistic home repairs for about 20 to 25 homeowners. And while we're there, we hit the whole neighborhood. We give them every home that will take them new smoke detectors. We clean curbs and edge sidewalks and mow the vacant lots. And when we leave, they know we've been there. And the best thing is when they all come out and join us. So we had a great year last year, and we're looking forward to that again this year. In 2009, we worked with the city to transition the tool library from a smaller city program to a nonprofit program so that we could make it bigger and better and serve more people. It's been around since 1976, which just shows you how wise people were in my generation. And we're awfully glad it's coming back in the wonderful millennials. They are really bringing back the sense of collaboration and sharing. So I'm so excited because the tool library has gone from loaning about 5,000 tools to loaning about 20,000 tools a year, and we think we can get bigger and do more and help more people. You don't need to own all of the things that are in this tool library to maintain your home. You need to come here and borrow them and share them with your neighbors. It just makes sense. So how can we make it bigger? How can we make it better? We're going to work with these wonderful students and with your classes, and we're just going to figure that out. And it is my privilege to introduce our council president, Zach Klein.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie, and to the Ohio State University, thank you. This is a tremendous program, and I want to recognize Paul Reeder and the work that you're doing at the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and how we in our own backyard have this wonderful resource called the Ohio State University. And leveraging the partnership, and we have a lot of partnerships together between the City of Columbus and the university, and this is just another layer on the wonderful partnership that we're building to help small businesses who sometimes, unlike the Fortune 500 companies who can call on McKinsey or Bain & Company to get the managerial consulting experience that it costs a lot of money to get, give small business owners like Michael Watkins with Watt One Electrical, give them the opportunity to get the managerial and consulting experience that only is really exposed to and available to Fortune 500 companies. So to be able to bring the expertise of the really bright and brilliant students from the Fisher College of Business, and then of course other partnerships and colleges within the university, to be able to go line by line of how our small businesses or not-for-profits like Rebuilding Together can succeed and can continue to grow their business, can figure out how to work with efficiencies and managerial consulting skills that can grow their businesses for the most important part, to add jobs to our economy. It's one thing to work really hard to bring in the big fish, the large companies that we go out and try to recruit internationally to come to the Columbus market, but true business growth is going to come from the expansion of small businesses and not-for-profits in Central Ohio. So this pilot program is going to leverage that opportunity and leverage leverage the small business growth so that we can actually hire more people, give everyone the opportunity, the economic upper mobility that's necessary, and give them the exposure to the brains that I know the McKinseys of the world are going to be recruiting from the Fisher College. We're going to have them keep them right here while they're learning so that they can help out our small businesses and not-for-profits grow and expand. Before I sit down, I do want to recognize my colleague, Councilmember Shannon Hardin, who chairs the Small Business Committee, among other committees on council, and someone who's been my friend and partner as we tried to set up this pilot program in connection with The Ohio State University. So thank you, Mr. Hardin, for your work, and certainly all my friends at the university for being a wonderful partner as we set up this opportunity, this pilot program, to make a difference and know that the end goal is going to be job growth, expansion in Central Ohio and in the city of Columbus. So it's my honor to bring up the man with the vision from the university side, and that is Mr. Paul Reeder, the Executive Director of the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So, Mr. Reeder. Thank
you. So again, thank you all for coming, and President Klein, and really City Council for supporting, for really bringing this program to our attention. One of the points they wanted me to talk about today was student impact on the community. But I don't want that to be a one-way street. I also, before the conversation, was talking to Michael Watkins, who will be the other partner program with Watt 1 that we're going to work with. And I said, one of the things that I want us to see is that we're not just going to be looking for an opportunity to let our students impact the community, but we want the community to impact our students, right? We talked about maybe these students who are really the best coming out of Fisher might end up at McKinsey, but I'd love them to wake up and come to work at Watt 1. I'd like them to come here and be part of this program as well. I'm an entrepreneur by background. I came into Ohio State to say, how can I take the real world, that experience of waking up every morning in your own company, and that experience of laying awake every night that I talked to Michael about, that says, my strategic planning is done between midnight and 2 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep, right? This is what I want these students, and these 4 students that we brought today, this is what they need to be exposed to. So I don't want the community to feel that this is Ohio State just reaching out, but I think it's important also that you become part of our mission at the university, this experiential learning that you'll hear about. And I don't mean it with any disrespect. People talk experiential learning. Well, you know what? You don't do that in a classroom. You do that in a warehouse, and you do that where you're amongst these ladders. By the way, which I'm going to have the students see if I can put one on my car on the way back, because I really need a tall one like that. So this is truly giving back, so you're not done. The cake is not the only way you're going to finish this. But I do think that's an important part, experiential learning, is that they need to go out and they need to meet real people. When asked about one of the activities that we were thinking about doing today, they said, well, let's start to understand the business. And what I don't want our students to do is to meet the leadership here, talk to Mr. Watkins and say immediately, let's talk about your financial concerns, let's talk about your operational problems. No, I want to talk about, why did you choose to become a businessman in the first place? Why did you decide? What was the point of your life, the experience that you had, the lesson from your parents that said, I want to start a business? And this is not a glorious process, right? I mean, all of us who've been in this path know this is not the romanticized view you see on Shark Tank. This is hard work, and it is constant hard work. It is constant struggle. So if I can, through this program, and I say it's Judy and it's Sarah Mangy and it's the group of people who are going to be involved from Ohio State, if we can allow our students to become part of this community, to help these businesses begin to say, what are your aspirational goals? How can we move you forward? How can we learn from you as you are taking some of what we've put together in our class to build out the strategy for your program? Then that's the step I want to take. That's the real experiential learning that I want the students to walk away with. I also think it's important that you realize that, I suppose at some level, and I probably shouldn't admit this, but we would have done this program for free. And you know, that's a difficult thing to say some days. We would do this for free, but I really would. I think when we started talking about, you know, maybe the city could help to offset some of the cost of the students, and I said, that's fantastic. But what I want to do is actually use this as the first stepping stone of creating this community involvement and building economic development in the community. Can we end, look at this pilot program, can we end this pilot program with a document that goes here to rebuilding together, or it goes to Watt 1, and that document says that our students have listened to your aspirations and we looked at your goals and we've created a realistic executable plan, and here's this plan, and if you in fact execute the way that we've all discussed, not independent of you but along with you this way, that when you start to execute, you're going to hire people from the neighborhood, you're going to keep your business in Columbus, you're going to grow that tax base, which maybe help offset that cost in a way, right? But more importantly, you're going to end up with students, and I look at the 4 students here, maybe they'll go and work for, you know, McKinsey, maybe they'll go and work for other big businesses in Columbus or in Ohio or around the world, which would be great. But I also would love to have them come back to us, as you would, and say, you know what, when I started working with Rebuilding Together, like I walked away and I thought I should be doing something different with that. And that to me is what is the exciting part about this program. So that's our motivation. I couldn't be happier to have people come out and, you know, stand in this spectacular warehouse. I'm a big warehouse guy, right? So you can see the next step at Fisher, like get rid of all the desks, we're bringing in the ladders, you know. We want to, can we create a remote location, you know? So that's really why, you know, I'm excited about this, and why High Stick's excited about this, and where we see this not as just a step to help our partners at City Council, but a step to have our students reach out and be part of their community. So thank you very much again for coming.
Forgive my hasty exit. I never sneeze once. It's always 4 or 5. So I'm stepping back up just to tell you how excited we are about what's going on here and how much we're looking forward to working with all of you to see how we can make this a bigger and better program, and how I'm looking forward to meeting with Mr. Watkins back here and seeing what he's doing and how he's grown his business and where he plans to go in the future. It's you guys who are going to help us make this happen, so let's get to work. And the best way for us to get started is by showing you our tool library, so I hope you'll join me for a tour. Here, lots and lots of yard and street tools, because we work with about 100 other nonprofit programs. They use our product. We're successful because they're successful. So if you just take a look down the aisles, you'll see we have lots of everything, and we could always use lots more. I didn't have enough hand spades this week. We ran short for a project, and we gave them everything we had. So we have our most popular tool is a lawnmower. The second most popular tool is a ladder.
Where did the tools come from?
Some of them came from an old city program. Some of them are donations. Some of them are for grant funds, and we raise money in a pickle jar, and whatever goes into the pickle jar goes in.